10 wrestlers WWE don't ever want back. Number 10, Mr. Kennedy. Mr. Kennedy was unceremoniously booted from the company in 2009 for allegedly dropping Randy Orton right on his head on Raw. Kennedy's WWE exit was one of the more controversial exits of all time, as it was widely believed that Orton played politics to get Kennedy fired, and Kennedy should have been given another chance. Despite the former WWE US champion having success in other promotions, most notably TNA, where he was multi-time world champion, WWE have shown zero interest whatsoever in bringing him back. In 2025, during an interview with Chris Van Vliet, Kennedy outright stated that he wants a WWE comeback.
I would definitely know. I think the animosity was like, instead of looking at myself, I was looking at, this person did this and that person did that. Like, they screwed me.
Whilst a cameo in the future is possible, this would have likely happened following Kennedy's run in TNA. An appearance of any kind in this immediate future seems extremely unlikely. Number 9. Jack Swagger. When Jake Hager aka Jack Swagger left AEW, there were rumors that he could potentially re-sign with the WWE. This was supported by numerous names, including Zeb Coulter, pushing him for a return. But ultimately, these returns would quickly die down. There were never any substantial reports that WWE had any remote interest in bringing him back. While Swagger was a former world champion in WWE, he is considered to be one of the worst world champions of all time. Additionally, Swagger's less than stellar run in AEW hasn't exactly made him Mr. Popular amongst the audience, so WWE may have simply reacted to the lack of demand to see him return. Number 8. Ryback. Ryback has become one of the most controversial names in wrestling since his 2016 WWE exit. Ryback thrives on causing as much controversy as humanly possible, and most of the comments go way too far. It's never been reported that WWE are interested in bringing him back, and it's easy to see why, as he hasn't exactly evolved as a wrestler or a human being since exiting the company. Despite this, Ryback is utterly obsessed with teasing a comeback, and he even posted a video that would set out key conditions for his return.
Now that Vince is gone, I am well moved on past the situation. I wish them all the best. I am doing great. I am at peace with everything on that, and I won what I needed to win. They're doing good, I'm doing good, and life is good. I've got my health back. I've been blessed, very grateful for everything. For something like that to even remotely happen, some serious wrongs need to be righted, and it would most honestly probably take The Rock getting involved for something to get done.
Now, it's not just WWE have shown no interest in bringing Ryback to the company, it's also the fans. Ryback ran a poll on his Twitter account in 2023 saying, "Now that I'm in possession of my Ryback trademark, would you want the big guy to return?" Putting possibilities of AEW, WWE, Impact or MLW, or to just simply retire. The fans mostly picked to retire. But Ryback didn't stop there, and he put another poll up saying, "We have blocked all the trolls and fraudulent accounts who negatively skewed the other polls. This is the final and official, where do you want Ryback to return? I ask you, don't vote retire as a joke. This is legit as it gets, and we'll have no choice but to respect the results." Again, around 66% said outright retire. Not only that, but the idea of The Rock getting actively involved in bringing Ryback back is rather hilarious. Ryback is definitely a name that believes his own hype. Number 7. Eva Marie. A former WWE star, Eva Marie was a name that was given countless opportunities to succeed in the WWE. While she was indeed thrown into the deep end in 2013, she was often paired with experienced women such as Natalya, so there was zero excuse as to why she offered no improvement. Marie would also have training outside of WWE as well as training in NXT. When she would wrestle, fans began to assume that the run was a running joke, as Marie was one of the worst in-ring workers WWE have ever seen. WWE would even commit to giving Marie a second run in the company during the COVID-19 era. It was hardly a surprise that this was a total bust, and she showed little to no improvement at all in the ring. In the years after her final WWE exit, Marie has continuously teased another WWE run, but it appears that WWE aren't remotely interested in bringing the all-red everything back for one final shot at superstardom. Number 6. Matt Riddle. Behavior and budget cuts were cited as two of the key reasons for WWE's release of Matt Riddle. Even though Riddle was known to be somewhat problematic in WWE, he was extremely talented, and to his credit, he remained over with the audience on the main roster. In the years since his departure, Riddle spoke openly regarding his interest in another run in the company. During an interview with Developmentally Speaking, the former US champion stated that he would love to come back.
Yeah, for sure. If they would ever have me back, I would definitely go back, I think for me, though, I think the amount of time I was working there and the length of time I worked there, I think I was just a little overwhelmed. And then having me go to rehab for a couple months. I don't know if you know anything about rehab. It's not a vacation. It's brutal.
Now, you can never say never when it comes to ex-WWE talent returning, but WWE seems steadfast on keeping Riddle away from the company as much as possible, and they're likely under the impression that it's too much of a risk to bring him back into the fold once more after so much baggage he carries. Number 5. Enzo Amore. Enzo Amore was a name that could have been a big star in WWE. Amore was incredibly charismatic and he was one of the best talkers in the company. Unfortunately, behavior both inside and outside the WWE was his complete downfall, and when he was released from WWE in 2018, they cut ties with him completely. WWE wanted nothing to do with him, and in a 2019 interview, Triple H would publicly declare that WWE do not want him back, and there was zero interest in him having another run. A crucial factor in WWE having no interest in bringing him back is the locker room. Amore wasn't exactly popular backstage, and he was infamously kicked off the tour bus by Roman Reigns. The majority of names that Amore upset all those years ago are still active in WWE, so they would take immediate issue with him being brought back. Number 4. Velveteen Dream. At one point in time, fans were utterly convinced that the Velveteen Dream was going to be such a star in WWE that they would even fantasy book Dream to face John Cena at WrestleMania. Dream had all the tools, yet sadly his own behavior ruined his entire career. His WWE run was derailed by controversy as he had been accused of sexual misconduct as well as being named in the Speaking Out movement. Since his release, Dream hasn't shied away from causing trouble as he's been arrested multiple times for battery, trespassing and possession of drug paraphernalia. WWE may have wanted to give Dream another chance, but the nature of the accusations towards him and the crimes he's been arrested for are far too serious. It also doesn't help that in recent months, Dream has been demanding an apology from WWE for their alleged wrongdoing. Ultimately, Dream is a name that is never going to return to WWE, and his behavior since exiting the company has all but confirmed this. Number 3 is Zack Ryder. When Zack Ryder exited from WWE in 2020, he decided to explore a new path on the independent circuit, as well as making appearances in both AEW and TNA. Ryder's run on the Indies would become so successful that he would label himself as the King of the Indies. Based on how well he was doing outside the WWE, it was only a matter of time before they asked him if they wanted him to return. But the call, for whatever reason, never came, and according to Ryder himself during an interview with Chris Van Vliet, he's even reached out to WWE to see if they were interested.
I'm missing something. I don't know what it is. I've reached out many times, I shouldn't say many, a few times. Every couple of months when something cool happens or I have something to say, hey, look what I'm doing. There's been no offer. But everything's very nice, professional, but there's no offer. And you know what? It is what it is. I'm going to keep working my ass off.
Unlike most names on this list, it's hard to work out why exactly WWE doesn't want Ryder back. Ryder was popular backstage during his initial run, and with his wife Chelsea Green being a prominent fixture on TV, it would make a world of sense to offer Ryder another deal. Number 2, Dean Ambrose. The former WWE champion Dean Ambrose was highly critical of WWE when he left in 2019. Ambrose took issue with the way WWE was run as a unit, and although changes have been made in the TKO era, it's likely that certain key names in WWE hold a lot of resentment towards him and won't exactly be pushing for a return. It's unlikely that Ambrose, who now uses the name Jon Moxley in AEW, would even want to return. He's presented as the top star in the company, and he's in the midst of a substantial run as AEW World Champion. The only time it could look like a viable option for him to return to the company would be a Hall of Fame induction, this induction of course being alongside his Shield stablemates Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. And number 1, Brock Lesnar. Upon being referenced in the Janelle Grant lawsuit, all creative plans involving Brock Lesnar were immediately scrapped. WWE couldn't possibly feature Lesnar on TV whilst the lawsuit was ongoing, and whilst Lesnar hasn't been totally erased, there's little chance of him returning before the lawsuit is formally settled. The latest update when it came to Lesnar was offered in April of 2025, with Fightful Select reporting, "We're told that there's been no consideration or conversations regarding bringing him back." The last official update from WWE's side was delivered by Triple H, but this was way back following WrestleMania 40 in 2024. This update saw Triple H ignoring the lawsuit and simply stating that Lesnar was at home being Brock.
At one point, there was a conversation with Brock about Royal Rumble quite a long time ago. Right now, Brock is home being Brock, and we'll see where that leads to, from here. But the status is the same as it's been before. Brock is not gone from WWE. He's just home being Brock.
There are rumors virtually every month that Lesnar is returning to WWE, yet these rumors never come to fruition. As the more time that passes, the less likely that a Lesnar return ever happens, and it wouldn't come as too much of a surprise if Lesnar's match versus Cody Rhodes at 2023 SummerSlam ends up being Lesnar's final ever WWE matchup.